Once again, welcome to social science class. In this class, we are going to see about the history chapter number 7. I welcome you for the class. Please have a textbook and a notebook to continue with me. First, chapter number 7. The name of the chapter is Ashoka, the emperor who gave up the war. So, who is Ashoka? Why he had give up the war? So, we are going to see the following points in this topic. So, in this topic, a very big kingdom and an empire we are going to see. The Mauryan Empire, the ruling the empire, and Ashoka, a unique ruler. As you are knowing about that, any coin is there present in India. On that, Ashok chakra is there, Ashoka stamp is there, or many more concept is there which is taken from the Ashoka's dynasty. So I request you, please go through the chapter number 7, that is following points. This is a land capital, right? This part already you are, all the time you are seeing this one on the currencies, right? In our flag, Ashok chakra, right? Like that. So this chapter is very important to understand about how Ashoka, the great emperor who had gave up the war, he stopped to fight more, right? First point, a very big kingdom and an empire. The land that we see and our notes and coins have a long history. They have carved in a stone and placed on the top of the massive stone pillar at Sarna. About you read in the chapter number 6. Already we had discussed this point in chapter number 6. On our currency paper notes, already we are seeing this, the lines. Ashoka was one of the greatest ruler known to the history, and his inscriptions were inscribed on the pillar as well as on the rock surface. Before we find out what was written in the inscription, let us see why his kingdom was called as empire. So kingdom and empire, right? So in your textbook we are having 2-3 maps which give you a clear picture the Ashoka kingdom, why it was called as empire, because that was a huge dynasty, right? So here first point is here the dynasty. After one ruler to another, the dynasty was there, right? Next point is about that in the map number 5 you can see about the inscription were found in the important cities in the map number 5. Next, the empire that Ashoka ruled was founded by his grandfather Chandragupta Maurya more than 2300 years ago. The Chandragupta was supported by a wise man named Chanakya or Kautilya. Many of the Chanakya's ideas are written down in the book that is called as Arthashastra, right? The Arthashastra is the book. In that, whatever the major ideas of Chanakya said, that is written in there. So there were several cities in the empire marked with the black dot on the map which I was showing you from the textbook. In that, these were included in the capital Patliputra, Takshila and Ujjain. Takshila was the gateway to the northwest, including Central Asia, while Ujjain lay on the route from north to south India. Merchants, officials and craft persons probably lived in this city. So, merchants were there, the occupations of the people were, they were merchant, they were official, they were craft person also. Next, in other areas there were villages. In that village the farmers and herders used to live. Central India there was forest and the people used to gather the forest products and hunt the animals for their food. People in different parts of the empire spoke different languages. They probably ate different kinds of food and wore different kinds of clothes as well. So how are empires different from kingdom? So how empires are different from the kingdom, we are going to see. First point here, emperors need more resources than kings because empires are larger than the kingdom. They are larger in the area and need to protect by big army. they have to keep a big army to protect it. So also they need to large number of officials who collect the taxes. So who can collect the taxes? They have to keep a large army to protect their empire, because empire is bigger than kingdom. Next, ruling the empire. As the empire was so large, different parts were ruled differently. The area around Patliputra was under the direct control of the empire. This means that the officials were appointed to collect the taxes from farmers, herder, craft person and the trader who live in the village and town in the area. Officials also punish those who disobey the ruler's order. Many of these officials are the worker who are getting the salaries. Next, messenger went to and for the spices, kept to watch. Spice was there, the spymen were there to have an eagle eye on the people, and of course the emperor supervised them all with the help of the member of the royal family and a senior ministers. So how the big empire is controlled by the emperor. So the great Emperor Ashoka, his story we are going to see in this chapter, how he decided to give up the war, right? Next, there were other areas of provinces. Each of these was ruled from a province capital such as Takshila or Ujjain. Although these was some amount of control from Patliputra and royal princes, were often set as a governors, local customs and the rules were followed, right? Besides, there were vast area between the centers. Here the Mauryas tried to control the roads and river. Why they want to control the roads and river? Because they were the center or means of transportation through roads and river, which were very important for transport and to collect whatever resources were available as a tax and tribute. Next, for example, the Arthashastra tells us that the northwest was important for blanket and the South India for its gold and precious stone. It is possible that these resources were collected as a tribute. So what is tribute? It is given in the textbook only. You please go through and read, so you will come to know about that. What is the meaning of tribute? Moving further, we are going to see in the textbook what is tribute. So in the textbook on page number 78 approximately, the tribute box is there. You please read this. Next, there were also the forested regions. People living in these areas were more or less independent, but may have been expected to provide elephant, timber, honey and wax to the Mauryan official as a tribute. Next, we are going to see about the great ruler, the great emperor, a unique ruler named Ashoka. The most famous Mauryan ruler was Ashoka. He was the first ruler who tried to take his message to the people through inscriptions. Most of Ashoka's inscriptions were written in Prakrit and were written in Brahmi script, right? So they were in Prakrit and the script was Brahmi. Ashoka's war in Kalinga. This was the war. After this war, when Ashoka saw everywhere blood and blood, the women and children are crying, weeping, and there was full of unhappiness and sorrow. After winning also, he felt that he lost the war and he decided that he will never fight any war. He will never fight any war. Kalinga is the ancient name of coastal Orissa. You can see in the map number 5 on page number 68. Ashoka fought a war to conquer Kalinga. However, he was so horrified when he saw the violence and bloodshed that he decided not to fight any more wars in future. So that's why the name of the chapter is there, Ashoka, the great king who gave up the war. He is the only king in the history of the world who gave up the conquest after winning a war. What was Ashoka's Dhamma? So Ashoka's Dhamma did not involve worship of the god or performance or sacrifice. He felt that just as a father tried to teach his children, he had his duty to instruct his subject. He was also inspired by the teaching of Lord Buddha, which already we studied in the chapter number 6. So there were a number of problems that troubled him. People in the empire, they were following different religions, and this time led to conflict. Animals were sacrificed, and slaves and servants were ill-treated. Besides, there were quarrel in families amongst the people. So this was the problem to establish, to spread the message of Dhamma, Ashoka's Dhamma. Next, Ashoka felt it was his duty to solve these problems. So what he did, he appointed official as a Dhamma Mahamata who went from place to place and teaching people about Dhamma. Besides, Ashoka got his message inscribed on rocks and pillars, instructing his official to read the message, those who are not able to read by themselves. Next, what he did, Ashoka also sent messenger to spread his ideas Dhamma to other lands such as Syria, Egypt, Greece, Sri Lanka, and this is for your homework. Try to identify these on the map number 6, page number 76-77. He built road, dug wells and built rest houses beside it, arranged for a medical treatment for both human and animals. See, you can see the land capital. Next, here we have finished this one. Now, I request you in the textbook, the emperor and the capital city, Ashoka's description describing the Kalinga war. This type of boxes are given, brownish box, you have to read it. Then lastly, the map which we are talking about, that is given here, right? So this is the map, some important trade route, the Silk Route, you can see this one, okay? Next, we are going to see about the question answer. So, question number 1 for you. So, question number 1 is speaking. Make a list of the occupation of the people who lived within the Mauryan Empire. So, already we have seen the number of the people, those who are living in Mauryan Empire. So, the list of the occupation of the people who lived within the Mauryan Empire are following. Just like farming, farmer used to do farming, pastoral people used to do pastoral farming, food gatherer, in the forest they used to gather food, dimensionary, carpentry, stone cutting, craftsmanship, merchants, official and craft person, they used to do their occupation in Mauryan Empire. Next, we are going to see about fill in the blanks. The fill in the blanks, the answer is this. Please copy down the answer. If you are having the textbook, please write the answer in the textbook. So, official collect dash. So, what the official used to collect? They used to collect taxes. Next, the royal princes often went to providence as governors, right? The next, the Mauryan rulers tried to control roads and river, which were important for transportation. People in the forest region provide the Mauryan official with tribute. As a tribute, what they used to give from forest product. All the forest product in the form of a tribute, they used to give them. Next question. True or false? So the answer first I am highlighting here. Please have a tick mark. Then we are going to discuss. First one, Ujjain was the gateway to the northwest. So it's incorrect. Chandragupta's ideas were written down in the Arthashastra. It's also incorrect. because Arthashastra is the book in that Chanakya's ideas are given. Kalinga was the ancient name of Bengal. It's incorrect. It's Orissa. So Ashoka's inscriptions were written in Brahmi script. Yes. So false, 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 and last one is true. Next. What were the problem that Ashoka wanted to solve by introducing Dhamma? Just now we had seen in the slide presentation, the people were following the different religion. Second, they were doing the animal sacrifice. Slaves and servants was ill-treated, right? And there were quarrels in a family amongst the neighbors. So Ashoka thought about that it's his duty to solve this problem. Next, question number 5, the last one. What were the means adopted by Ashoka to spread the message of Dhamma? Right? He appointed the Dhamma Mahamata, right? And he got his message inscribed or encarved on the rocks, pillars, and instructing the official to read his message to those who could not read it by themselves. You can add more also in this answer. In the textbook, the last point is given for that purpose only. So here you can see or you can add more. Right? Here in this paragraph from here and here, this two paragraph contains this answer. What Ashoka did to spread his message of Dhamma. Right? This question in this two paragraph, the answer is here. Please read properly and get the answer. Lastly, I want to thank you each and everyone. Please do the homework. I am again and again requesting you, please complete your homework because you are staying at home. So how I can understand about my children are doing the homework properly. Please do it. Click the photograph and send me on the WhatsApp. I thank to those who are regularly sending their photograph on WhatsApp to me. Thanking to each and everyone for watching this video. Be safe and secure at your home. Jai Hind.